Each week, if you've progressed far enough through the storyline, you gain access to the Scions of the Storm King quests. These are pre-quests that have to be done before you can earn a mythic schematic from defeating the Storm King, and it varies each week. There are a small selection you can get, and this week my challenge is to defeat 3 mini-bosses in power level 140 zones. So the conventional wisdom would be to go into power level 140 zones, either in Twine Peaks or in Ventures, and defeat the mini-bosses there. But there is an easy way of doing it. If your Twine Storm Shield is set up for endurance, you've completed all 10 SSDs, even if you haven't built for endurance, then your Storm Shield counts as a 140 zone. If you load into the Storm Shield solo, then the husks that spawn are only power level 121, so it's a 140 level zone with 121 level husks. You can then run a war game and defeat the mini bosses there. The easiest one I found for this is Mistpods. So you can start the mission, you can allow some of the Mistpods to hatch, and you can kill those mini bosses, and they will count towards your Scions quest.
Welcome to wargames, soldier. I do not understand half of these dials and monitors.
If you yourself don't have a Storm Shield that's of a high enough level, doesn't matter whose Storm Shield this is done in, as long as you do some damage to the mini boss and the mini boss gets killed, and it's in a Twine Peaks Storm Shield that's completed all 10 defences, it will count as a mini boss in a power level 140 zone. So I've started the mission, just used a custom war game with the Mistpods modifier, didn't bother with any other modifiers because I want it as simple as possible. If you spot these golden clocks, collect those. They take 15 seconds off the time, because you will need to see the mission out all the way to the end. Even if you kill the first 3 mini bosses in the first wave, you will still need to complete the second wave. Now for this I'm using a totally rocking out build for Farah, because it means I've got good mobility, and because a lot of husks are going to get killed going through the traps, I will be hitting that totally rocking out quite a lot, so should have a bonus to critical hits and to continue to be healed. So whilst I wait for this first Mistpod to spawn, I'm just going to run around and collect all of these timers, not worrying about going to kill any of the husks. I'm letting all of my traps do the job. So there we go, a Mistpod is hatched, so I check on the mini-map and I can see it's just over here.
Attention, soldier. Those Mistpods can hatch at any minute. Smash them.
And there's the Mistpod. I don't want to break it, I want to allow it to hatch. But whilst I'm waiting for that to happen, I'm just going to go and deal with that Smasher who has had his pathing a bit messed up because I'm not stood off of my AFK spot. Actually smashed down one of these walls here as well, so I'm just going to replace the wall. I'm not going to bother upgrading it or putting anything else on. And there you can see the the mini boss has got volcanic modifier on it, which is why that big path of molten lava is around. And he's spawned on the other side of that wall, and he's going to bash that wall down, so I'm just going to jump over and shoot at him. Yeah, acid pools, volcanic, shielded and water. So acid pools means I don't want to get too close to him because I'll get damaged by the acid. Volcanic means I don't want to get too close to him because I'll get damaged by the fire. Shielded, annoyingly, means I need to get close to him to do damage, but with a xenon bow it shoots through the shield. And then the other modifier doesn't really matter. So that's one mini boss killed, and as you see that incremented the counter, and another Mistpod has spawned, so I just need to wait for that one to hatch. Collecting up the timers as I go. there we go. This one's, again, acid pools, but frustratingly it's knockback, which means if I get too close to it, I get pushed back. And it's smoke screen, which means I can't shoot it from a distance. So what I've got to do is I've got to get in close and shoot at it with this pot shot. Now, if he wasn't a healer, I might switch to a melee weapon and just hit him from up close, but because it's knockback, it's going to push me out of the way all the time anyway. So I'm just going to run in, shoot at him, and then reload, and then run in and shoot at him again, and there we go. That's 2 of them killed. And there you can see the counter has gone up and says I've now killed 2 out of 3. Now if you have a Mistpod and you don't really fancy killing the mini boss, or you've already got all 3 of them, you can just destroy these Mistpods. And this one spawned in a really annoying place, so I'm just going to use my pickaxe. Some people like to use an obliterator and shoot them from a distance, but as it's relatively simple to complete this mission if you've got decent traps, I'm just going to go in and bash it with my pickaxe. So now I've killed 2 out of the 3 I need. I'm just going to run around and try and find these timers to decrement the timer, because I'm still going to have to complete the second wave anyway, so I might as well just try and get this wave over as quickly as possible. Whilst I've got the time, I'm going to give shout outs to Fireburn45, to Hubokopter, to Mitch Robbs, and all of the other content creators that I've watched videos of how to build Twine Endurance. I'm not going to claim to be an expert on this. I have taken ideas from lots of people. If you recognise one of your builds there and I haven't shouted your name out, I do apologise. Please add a comment and I will put you in the link, a link to the description of this video. The AFK spot there, based on the design by Mitch Robbs, and I believe this amplifier is also based on a design by Mitch Robbs. If you are going to build endurance and you are going to copy somebody else's build, I wouldn't recommend directly copying somebody else's build, because unless you use exactly the same traps with the same level and all of the same perks on them, and you have your AFK spot in the same place and everything else, there's so many things that can go wrong. And if you've just blindly copied somebody else without understanding how it works, then you won't know why it fails and you'll get frustrated. There's absolutely no shame in looking and taking ideas from other people, but adapt them to your own. Don't just blindly follow without understanding why something has been built in a particular way. So whilst we're now on wave 2, as you can see, I've got 6 minutes on the timer. Just going to collect up these timer countdown things. And nothing seems to be getting through the bouncy castle. Okay, so a Mistpod has finally spawned down by the amplifier. Whilst I'm waiting for that to hatch, collect up this other timer. I only need to kill 1 more mist monster, sorry, mini boss, so I can afford to take it easy. Nothing's getting through defences, so I really don't need to worry about those. As I mentioned before, because I'm solo, it starts at power level 121, so it's power level 121 husks. And there we go, and lucky me, it's a smasher for this time around. Again, we've got acid pool, so I don't want to get in too close, and it's also shielded, which means shooting it from a distance isn't going to do too much, although the Xenon bow will go through that. Because it's a smasher, it's got a huge amount of health, and it's just going to be a lot simpler and easier if I can just kill it with this pot shot. I've got plenty of time. so I'm not worried too much. If I get in close enough, I can just shoot through the shield and the pot shot will explode inside. There we go. And that's all 3 mini-bosses defeated. And just like that, another Mistpod spawns, so just pickaxe that away. And now it's a case of just waiting out that timer. If you quit the mission now, you'll fail, so you have to wait it out. And there we go. That's the 3 mini-bosses killed for the Scions quest. All in under 15 minutes from beginning to end. And now I can go off and kill the Mythic Storm King and get another Mythic schematic. Thanks for watching.